This is the Padres POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the
San Diego Padres.
Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, Padre fan, and welcome to a celebratory edition of Padres POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. That's right, San Diego, hands held high, baby. It is Sunday. It is Memorial Day weekend. Thank you so much to all who have served and made the ultimate sacrifice to our country. I'm sorry the salute is not on point, but the intent is there. So what a military city we have in San Diego. I grew up in a place just like it, too, in Groton, New London, Connecticut. So the military pride, the USA, the red, white, and blue. Happy Memorial Day. And hey, and if you're just chilling with the cookouts, the boats, the water, whatever it is you're doing, I salute you. Be safe, be happy. Happy Memorial Day weekend, and happy 2 out of 3 ain't bad. 2 out of 3 feels like you're the 98 Yankees right now. I probably shouldn't have used that reference considering they beat us in the World Series. Sorry about that. Feeling like the 96 Bulls. How about that? The baseball version, because 2 out of 3 is more than great right now when you're struggling like the Padres have been. Losing 7 out of 8. 2 consecutive sweeps, get spanked back-to-back on the road. And then here you are. Here you are looking at Atlanta, and you go 6-1 against the Bravos this season. Acuna comes back, puts on a hitting display. The Braves crush the ball all weekend, and the Padres leave today with a 5-3 win. This win, very special. Why? A couple of reasons. Dylan Cease gave up a couple of runs in the middle of this game, and you're thinking it's over, right? Because it's a 1-1 game. Let me just take you through it right here. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease, G-R-I-E-S, at Jim Grease _ on social media. Give me a follow, make you holla. You know what I'm saying? Look at that audience cracking right now. Smash that subscribe, hit the bell so you get alerted when we come your way with more content. Myself and Javier Reyes of Locked On Padres Podcast. And of course, come on in the chat and say what up to your boy. It's a big day. It's a celebratory day. I'm going to take you through everything that happened in this game. Yes, Gavin is killing it. Zanocan, such a good pickup. And props to you and shout out to Zanocan, one of our everydayers, are close to it here with the show. And Locked On Padres Podcast with Javier Reyes. I've just been talking to Javi, well, texting. His throat's jacked up still, but he reminds you to keep hitting the mailbag, but he also wants you to know he's going to shoot for Tuesday. He's still under the weather. Got it going on, but we were texting back and forth during the game, just like where would we be without Sheets? And Javier Reyes wanted me to give you a little tidbit. This is the kind of info you get from Javier Reyes on Locked On Padres Podcast, right? Day in and day out. This is what you get from Javi, all right? He wanted me to let you know because we were talking back and forth when Cronenworth hit the home run today. And his fly ball rate has been a lot better, putting the ball in the air. 14.7% last year, 21.3% this year. That's the stuff you get on this channel. From Javi, from me. After the games, it's me. Day to day, it's Javi. And we're free on YouTube, free on Roku, free on Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, Podbean, iHeart. You name it, wherever you get your podcast. Because, my friend, this is Padres POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network. And it is your team every day. I'm Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease. 5-3 Padres. Let's unpack this thing and tell you how it happened. Let's go.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Yeah, baby. 3 home runs today for the San Diego Padres, and that's really where it went down, all right? So not quite up with the recap yet. We're ahead of things today, as usual, with the show, but I really love the way the Padres won this game today, and the reason being is because the way that the game went through the start of the game and into the middle innings very much has resembled a lot of the games lately. Right, so you're checking it out right here. And by the way, real quick, I also have to let you know, I do believe, let me see, I still believe someday you and me. Nope, no title sponsor today. But I will say this, 3 home runs for the Pods. And games the way they've gone lately, smash that subscribe, hit the bell, come on and say what's up in the chat. But the way they've gone lately, you know, the Padres jump out to the early lead. It's 1-0, but it's only 1. It is only 1, and then it's 1-1 because the Braves tie it in the second. They jump out in front in the 5th. They score 2 runs. The bottom of the orders, ripping the ball all over the yard off Cease, and then, of course, he throws a wild pitch that scores the 3rd run. It's a 2-1 game. He uncorks a wild pitch. You know what I mean? Catcher's on the ground. I don't like the way catchers squat these days. You know, you're on a knee and one leg out. You can't really get out and block the ball in front of it. You try to pick it backhand, and it didn't work. I'm picking on Maldonado, of course. He was back there today. Diaz came on as a pinch hitter. But it was Cronenworth, it was Gavin Sheets, and it was right now Manny Machado red hot. Manny's been red hot lately, and each of those guys hit a homer. Manny had 2 on the series, and Merrill drove in a run with a single in the game after a Manny double. So Manny had a double and a homer today, and he's hitting like a number 3 hitter right now. I've been saying he's not a number 3 guy, and Merrill's not a 4. You'd love to see a different guy in the middle there and have a great 3 hitter or a 4 hitter. And I don't know, that number 3 spot, maybe Merrill's a 3 guy and Manny goes to 5, and you have a cleanup guy. And, there's a lot there that we need to unpack. But they got the win today, and it was a real nice win at that. So with the Padres, they scored that run in the first inning, right? And you're thinking, okay, you're out on top, and, it's been pretty good lately. Fernando grounds out to the pitcher. Arise strikes out swinging. Hey, 2 up, 2 down. The bats aren't going. And then Machado, the 2-out double, and then bam, Jackson Merrill, just like that with the RBI single. Nice at bat by Merrill, too, on the 5th pitch, and really looking and working and making Spencer Schwellenbach work. He's 3-3 now. They handed him the loss. Schwellenbach was pretty good today. Made good pitches when he had to, though. And the Padres, much more, though, as this game goes on. They take the 1-0 lead, right? Then it's 1-2-3 innings for the Braves. 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2-3 for Schwellenbach. And meanwhile, in the bottom of the 2nd inning, Albies doubles to center, scores Austin Riley, who would later factor into this game a little bit more. And that bottom of the Braves order looking pretty good today. But again, Cease settling in. Padres not doing anything offensively off Schwellenbach, you get a 2-out single from Sheets in the 4th inning. Bogarts follows with a single. 1st and 2nd, 2 outs. Can't get the big hit there. Always looking for that big 2-out hit. More on that in a minute. So it's 1-1 until the bottom of the 5th inning. Cease was dealing. He really had that slider going. When Dylan Cease is getting swings and misses on the first pitch with that slider, and it's almost in the dirt, and you fool a hitter that badly to swing at a pitch on a first pitch that's that far out of the strike zone, that tells you how much it's breaking late. That pitch looks perfect until you're just about to go, and then you can't. Oh man, you go full bore, and you're lucky you're not breaking some ribs with some of those swings. But it's the bottom of the 5th inning for the Braves, and they take the 3-1 lead. Allen with a sacrifice fly to score Verdugo, and that was a double off the wall that Albies had hit, and Allen sacrifice fly, and then Albies scores on a Dylan Cease wild pitch. It's 3-1. It's the bottom of the order. It's mental errors, by Cease, and just Maldonado being down the way he was, just was not a way to do it. I'm not so sure what that was that just happened with the monitor. Somebody does not want me talking to you like that about this game somehow, some way. But let me just make sure we're still live on YouTube right now, because that was a little bit of a weird one. Strange. Let me see where we're at. No video signal. All right, where are we, guys? Are we back? Come on now. What in the world just happened there? If you can see me or hear me, give me a hell yeah. Let me see where we at here. Are we still on? Are we still live? Okay, we are. Wow, that was really weird. Sorry about that. Something just happened within StreamYard, and now I'm all over. I see myself with 1,000. It's like I walked into a fun room. There we are, and the audience just went crazy. I don't know what happened, guys. It was on an external monitor that I have behind the computer. It's live. I have the camera on, and we don't end the show till we end the show. So you get what you get. We don't have all the fancy bells and whistles and a huge crew to push all the buttons and do all those things for you. So 'tis what it is. And so anyway, where was I? So Cease in the 5th inning, bottom of the order, that slider it got a big strikeout for him in that inning. In that inning, it could have gotten a lot worse, but he did make a couple of really big pitches. He got Harris on the strikeout, balls in the dirt, then the slider on the wild pitch. It's 3-1. And you're just thinking at this point, you're like, damn, you're a little down in the dumps, because you're like, yo, this team's not scoring. They're not hitting. They're not hitting with runners in scoring position. They're hardly getting runners in scoring position. Anyway, remember, 3 for their last 51 coming into this ball game with runners in scoring position. We're going to take a break in a minute, but first, it's 3-1 Braves. And then, oh, baby, the top of the 6th inning comes along. And 4 times in the last 4 games, Gavin Sheets. Sheets is watching, baby. Sheets goes deep. The 2-out, 2-run homer. And you got to love it, because the way that they did it in this inning is the way that it's happened to them so many times during this recent stretch of, piss poor at times, baseball, especially offensively, when you think about it. But Arise reaches on an error by the third baseman, Austin Riley. So Luis Arise gets a rise out of Riley. I had to say it. And he reaches on the error, right? So Machado strikes out, rare out made by him lately. And then Merrill gets into one, lines out to center. 2 outs, and you're going, oh boy, here we go again. Here we go again. We're out of our medicine, out of our minds, and we want in yours. Let us in. Anyway, Sheets, homers to right center. Again, deep part of the ballpark, missile, 420 plus feet. He started in Peoria in spring training, and he hasn't stopped since, folks. What a job by Gavin Sheets. The Sheets is high. ABC, yeah. Bye. So then again, here you go. Are you ready? It's 3-3. All right. And now you're into the later innings, 7th inning, 3-3 game. You hit the top of the 7th, and what happens? Jake Cronenworth, the Crone Zone, comes to Atlanta. They just interviewed him after the game. 380-foot homer, little soft tosser, lobbed it right over the wall, and Cronenworth gave the Pods the lead they would not relinquish. Johnny Estrada comes into the game for San Diego and did a good job. Actually came into the bottom of the 6th, did a real good job coming out of the pen. The pen was monumental this weekend for the Pods, in as much as they chewed the hell out of some innings, and they needed to. Michael King to the injured list, by the way. Here we go again with an injury, and, ace of the staff's a tough one, and you're going to need Sheets to pitch better. But you start talking about insurance runs with the Padres, the way they've been hitting, it was a good day. I got to say it was a good day because Manny got his AK and homers to right? You're going well when you miss a pitch and you drive it the other way without even meaning to, and you just hit it high in the air and it goes over the wall. Bless you, Manny Machado. 5-3 Padres, and that'd be all she wrote. And then the other thing that really mattered in this game, and it matters a lot, a 1-2-3 inning, all right? And that's 4 pitches, 3 pitches, 9 pitches. A 9-pitch 1-2-3 inning for Robert Suarez, and that, after the blown save with Anaheim, gave up a couple of hits in the first game in this series, even though he got a save. Shaky, living on shaky ground too close to the edge. Let's see if I know the ledge. Robert Suarez never knows the ledge. Closers never know the ledge. You know what I'm saying? Suarez doesn't know the ledge, and he came off that ledge today and picked up the save. So the Pods with a big win. We'll tell you what it means on the other side. We still got the box score, still got the player of the game, still got the turning point, and a look ahead to the Marlins. And how about that? A sacrificial lamb coming to San Diego, or a sacrificial fish coming to San Diego for the next 3 days. The Marlins not among the elite in Major League Baseball. We'll break that down as well. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease, got a great offer to tell you about from FanDuel. How about $200 extra in your pocket, courtesy of FanDuel? Stick around, check that out. All that other stuff coming your way on the other side. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. Thank you for watching and listening. Locked On Podcast Network, and of course, Locked On Padres podcast with Javi, and the Postcast with myself here on YouTube, Roku, and wherever you get your podcast. All right. Where'd we go with this thing? It ain't no thing but a bump, bump, bump. And here we go. We have a very special offer to tell you about from the folks at FanDuel, because the NBA playoffs are full swing. Please, Pacers, go up 3-0 on the Knicks. Every night delivers highlight-worthy performances, major momentum shifts, and can't-miss moments. How about OKC up 2-0 on Minnesota? Then the Ant-Man cometh, baby, and it's 2-1 heading into Game 4 tomorrow. The Knicks looking to grab back momentum today, so whether it's a game-winning shot or a breakout player, Halliburton, there's never been a better time to get in on the action. FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off and live. With player props, performance trends, and same-game parlays, fans have more ways than ever to play smart and win big. Which players showing up in the biggest moments, and how could tracking their trends help you build your next bet? Find out at FanDuel.com. What would it look like to combine live prop bets mid-game based on how the action unfolds? That would have been great today with all these late home runs from the Padres, right? Also, if you've got a read on who's heating up, hey, why not back it with a same-game parlay? How about a $200 bonus in bets? Add to the excitement. If your first $5 bet hits, you bet it would. If you're new to FanDuel, now's the perfect time to sign up. Head to FanDuel.com. Place your first $5 bet. If it wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. On the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Yeah, baby. 5-3 Padres with the big win today, man. Just an awesome job. I'm Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease, and we are here wrapping it up as we always do on your Padres postcast. Javier Reyes with Padres podcast, Locked On Padres podcast. He'll be back, he thinks, on Tuesday. Got the throat thing going. Check him out with the mailbag, but day to day, baby. We're all day to day, right? That was Keith Olbermann on SportsCenter all those years ago. Audience doing great. We appreciate you. Numbers have been going up on the pages wherever you're listening or watching us. Roku, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean. We are free. You know what I'm saying? And it's dope. It's absolutely dope. And we're always here for you. No affiliations. We don't work for the team. We don't work for the league. We don't want anything from them. We don't get anything from them. We don't get any money from them. And so therefore, we tell you like it is day in and day out. And if they hit the ball like they did today, hey, I'll be a happy man. Lately, I've been saying they need to make some trades, get some players on the offensive side of the ball. All right, Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease, still to come. Turning point, still to come. Player of the game, still to come. A look ahead to the Marlins as well as a look at the box score. But first things first, I Grease, freaks all the honeys, dummies, Playboy bunnies, those wanting money. Probably shouldn't find a new one anymore because of the Diddy trial. That wasn't Diddy, though. That was Biggie. You can't take away all the Biggie songs and everything because of Diddy. You know, I mean, R. Kelly is different. It's one dude, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya. You know what I mean? But, man, that's a tough one with all these great artists going down. But Jake Cronenworth with a go-ahead two-run homer in the 7th inning, and that's after Gavin Sheets tied it with a two-out, two-run homer. 3 homers today for the Padres. They beat the Braves 5-3. In Atlanta, they win the series 2-1. Ends the 6-game losing streak on Friday night and then wins their first series out of 3. And that was great because the 6-game losing streak came in the first 6 games of the series. You know what I mean? With Seattle and Toronto beating up on the Padres. But Gavin Sheets, Manny Machado also homered for San Diego. By the way, Machado doubled and scored as well on a single by Jackson Merrill and a nice boost for the Padres. On the same day, they placed Michael King. Remember, they scratched him yesterday with the shoulder tightness. Inflammation in the right shoulder, 15-day IL injured list for Michael King. Ronald Acuna Jr. double and a walk for the Braves. First series back for him. Had a couple of homers this weekend. Tore his left ACL, missed 161 games. How about Spencer Schwellenbach? Goes to 3-4, 11 strikeouts, 4 runs, 2 earned in 7 innings. Atlanta led 3-1 through 5. And Luis Arraez reached on an error. Gavin Sheets with a 2-out, 2-run shot ties it at 3. No decision, number 7 for Dylan Cease. Came with 8 strikeouts in 5 innings. And he's from Georgia, too. But he's going to be all right. He's a Boris client. He's a free agent at the end of the year. So Dylan Cease will be okay. But he has lost his last 3 decisions. His only win came April 2nd against Cleveland. Think about that. April 2nd. You're talking 2 months ago. Jeremiah Estrada, scoreless 6. Suarez, the save. Final 3 outs, number 17, by the way, in the 9th. And the Padres fly all the way back across the country. Right after the game, they're going to face the Marlins tomorrow in Diego. The Braves are off tomorrow. They play at Philadelphia starting Tuesday night. So there you have it. There's the game recap and a nice job by the Padres. While you're here, by the way, smash that subscribe. Keep that family growing. We got the tribe, you know, Friar fanatics and faithful and all the above. And then, of course, come on in and say hello in the comments anytime you want. Hit the mailbag for Javi. Obviously, we're live after the games and having a lot of fun here with you. Also, remember to hit that bell so you get alerted when we come your way with more content. Look at Manny on second after the double. Would soon be knocked in by Merrill to put the Padres up 1-0. Manny Machado with a couple of hits today. He's been really swinging the bat well lately. Fernando got a hit today, too, and he has not been swinging the bat well lately at all. But Tatis Jr. was 1 for 4 today. Let me do this up here so I'm not looking down on you guys. And all right, here we go. Let's take a peek at the box score for you. Arraez scored a run. Again, he got on in the air. No hits today. Fernando 1 for 4. He's hitting 282 now. And so you're looking at the box score. It was Manny 2 for 4 with 2 runs and an RBI. Had the homer, hitting 321 on the season. And Jackson Merrill's at 340. He was 1 for 4 with the RBI single. Gavin Sheets 2 for 4, 2 RBIs and a run scored at 283. Home run number 10. He has 4 in his last 4 games. And how about Bogart's 1 for 4? Cronenworth 2 for 4 with the homer and the run scored. Nobody else offensively really doing anything. Ozuna 2 for 4 for the Braves. Albies 2 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI. Meanwhile, the Padres, how about this? 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position. And after 3 for your last 51, hey, I know that means 4 for 55, but still, it was a big one. You know what I mean? It was Merrill with the single to drive in Manny, and the other 3 were solo homers, right, in this game for San Diego. And, Sheets drove in 2 with that homer, and then Merrill had the single and then the 2 other homers, the solo shots. So that was pretty cool. And they only left 4 guys on base today, so not bad. Cease went 5, 6 hits, 3 runs, 8 strikeouts, 88 pitches, ERA at 4.58. Estrada got the win. He pitched a scoreless inning, as did Morejon, as did Adam, and as did Suarez. As a matter of fact, Morejon, Adam, and Suarez, 7 pitches, 10 pitches, 9 pitches. That's what you call great relief pitching in a game, and that's what they did today in Atlanta. All right, we got to wrap it up. A couple of things to do in a very short time to do them in. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. Padres Postcast and the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day, free on YouTube, free on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, and you're down with OTT. Yeah, you know me, this whole party. It's OTT, not OPP, and that means we're free on Roku as well. Let's get to it and get through it.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Yep, and you're going to have to say right here, I'm going to go a little bit different than what I would normally do in a situation like this because, look, I'm going to tell you, there are so many things that you could look at for the turning point in this game, you know, and I like the way, even though they gave up those runs in the fifth inning, that Cease got out of that with less damage. I like the strikeout that he got on Harris was a big strikeout in this game, even though they still gave up the runs and made it 3-1. You could look at that, and Cease was right there in the middle of all that. You could look at, you know, what happened here offensively with Jackson Merrill driving in a run to get the Padres on the board first. How about Manny Machado's homer to give him the insurance run? You know what I mean? All those things important for the Padres, but your turning point was definitely the Cronenworth homer because it put them ahead, and they haven't had many late inning leads. And then you saw that shot in the arm for the relievers, man, legitimately, right? So not used to coming in with leads lately, these relief pitchers. And you could tell that for Morejon, for Adam, and for Suarez, I mean, 3 guys, 26 pitches in 3 innings. 1, 2, 3, right? Not all strikeouts, but hey, that's what it was. All right, one more thing to do in terms of benchmarks, and it is...
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Why you bugging Manny? And Manny's been tearing it up lately, all right? Manny Machado, it's my pick today. And, you know, you look at Gavin Sheets, he's been roping the ball all over the place lately, and he had the 2-out, 2-run homer. And you look at, obviously, Cronenworth had the 2 hits in the home run, and then Morejon, Adam, and Suarez, any of those guys could be the star of the game, but he's been doing it all weekend, 2 homers in the series, and he has been red hot lately. Manny Machado, the average up to 391, the OBP to 390, the slugging percentage at 487 on an undercover baseball. And Manny Machado, 2 for 4, 2 runs, and RBI, had the homer today. And even though he struck out twice, he's been swinging the big stick lately for the Pods. So Manny is your player of the game, your star of the game right here on Padres Postcast. KC says agree. Cronenworth, gritty AB earlier, was gritty, that's for sure. And then gets the revenge homer to give the Padres the lead, kind of fired up the team. But it did. I think they still need to make moves. I don't think they're where they need to be offensively, defensively. But look at this. The series win, you'll take it. You know what I mean? 6-1 versus the Braves, you'll take it. 3 homers in one game, you'll take it, especially when one of them was a 2-out, 2-run shot that tied the game. And then the next one was a solo shot to give him the lead. And then the third one was another solo shot for insurance, man. Manny Machado, and with the term life, got him going there at the end of the game. They head home to face Miami. Michael King will not take the mound in that series, and Cease obviously will not either. Let's see what you got. You got the series opener tomorrow, and that one starts at 5:40 Pacific, which means we'll be on late tomorrow night, probably around like 8:30 or so. You get Ryan Weathers for the Marlins. He's 1-0 with a 1.8 ERA, son of David Weathers, former Marlins pitcher and Blue Jays, among other teams, Yankees and others. And then let's see, you got Randy Vasquez on the mound for the Pods. He's 3-4 with a 3.49. Don't let the record fool you. He's been really good so far this year, as has the Game 2 pitcher in a limited amount of action, Stephen Kolek. Kolek call, baby. 2-1 with a 2.84 in 4 starts. And then that must mean the finale has got to be Pivetta. So it's 5:40 tomorrow on Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day to you. Tuesday, 6:40, and Wednesday, 1:10, getaway day, 1:10. And you'll see Sandy Alcantara, who a lot of people want to see be a Padre. So Sandy Alcantara, I always say his name all different ways because everybody does, but he's 2-7 with an 8.04 ERA. Missed all last year with the injury and won the Cy Young the year before. But when you have an injury like that, it's usually the second year back where you're really good. And he will face Nick Pivetta. Been great this year. 5-2 with a 2.72 in that third game of the series. After the Marlins, the Padres will face the Pirates coming to town Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I don't know if they're going to get Skeens this time or not. Let's see. The opener, no. The second game, no. Cease scheduled to pitch that second game. Please tell me we get Paul Skeens on June 1st in San Diego. No, that'll be 2 series against Pittsburgh this year with no Skeens. And then the Giants after that, that's a 4-gamer. Then the Brewers, then the Dodgers, then the Diamondbacks, the Dodgers again. Good God, man. That's a big month of June coming up with those division games. And real quick, while I'm here and still doing this, we got the Dodgers are 2.5 above the Padres, 1.5 above the Giants. The Padres, of course, a half game behind San Francisco. We are going to San Francisco. And that would be the Giants beat the Nationals 3-2 earlier today. And the Dodgers, what did they do? They are in the first inning leading the Mets 1-0 in Nueva York. And the Diamondbacks, D-Bags, they lost to the Cardinals 4-3, and you can find me in St. Louis. So love the audience. Love you guys. Really appreciate you. Do this for you day in and day out. You everydayers know us, and you New Jacks come back, get smacked. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of fun. San Diego Padres, what a great year it's shaping up to be. We talk every day about the moves they need to make. We talk about them. They need another bat in the lineup. They need a left fielder. They need a natural first baseman with power to move Arise back to second. And I'm sorry, Cronenworth, you got to go. Dylan Cease, Michael King, can't keep them both next year. Which one's it going to be? Are you going to trade either one of them while they're contending? Probably not, but these are questions we need to ask and have answers to, or at least debate day in and day out. I'll do it on the postcast, but on the podcast, it's Javi, and he is day in and day out. Money grip every single day since before the pandemic. He's been killing it for you. Trying to make the comeback on Tuesday with a throw thing. In the meantime, hit the mailbag. 5-3 Padres, 2-1 in the series. They come off that road with a big moral victory, and it's still... you were 0-6 in the first 2 series of this road trip, first 2 sweeps of the season, being swept anyway. And then you win 2 in the last series to kind of save a little bit of face, but it's still a 2-7 roadie, and you're still 4 for your last 55 with runners in scoring position. You still haven't gotten a win from Dylan Cease since April 2nd. You still have Michael King on the IL. You still don't have a left-handed starter. You still don't have a great left-handed stopper in the bullpen, a la Tanner Scott. So now that I've told you everything you don't have, let me tell you what you do have. You have a hell of a team that loves playing this game together, puts a lot of pressure on other teams on the base paths. When they're hitting and going well, they murder you. When they don't, it's long droughts. But when they're hitting the ball and they're actually really on it, they're killing you, right? And then the bullpen, fantastic, but they need that lefty. So I really do think the rotation could be all right. Love to see a lefty in there. Got to have a left fielder or a big hitting first baseman, probably a left fielder. And there you have it. But day in and day out, we bring you the news, everything you need to know about the San Diego Padres in this 2025 season in this murderous National League Western Division. But they got the win today. They're only 2.5 out of first. June's going to be a huge month. They can settle back in. Got a couple series at home. I mean, think about this, right? With the Marlins, and then coming in right after the Marlins are the Pirates. You could easily go 6-0 against those 2 teams. And that's the beautiful thing about baseball, man. You play almost every day, and you have short-term memory. This momentum is only as good as the next game's pitcher, which in this case tomorrow for your San Diego Padres is Randy Vasquez in the opener against the Marlins. 5-3 Padres the win today. Thank you for watching Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease. Inviting you to come back every day for Padres Podcast and Postcasts here on Locked On Padres. And that, of course, is on YouTube. It's on Roku and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Until next time, Padre fan, keep your game tight and your mind right. Go enjoy this win. Happy Memorial Day weekend, San Diego. Keep your game tight and your mind right. Do it right with the right hand. We are out.